A tiny wasp that lives most of its life inside the body of a caterpillar reveals a lot about biodiversity. The microgastrine wasp belongs to one of the most species-rich insect families known. In a new study, researchers report that the number of microgastrine wasp species is even higher than previously known. And that diversity has much to do with the wasp's unwitting hosts, the caterpillars that they attack. The researchers found that the wasps are very picky predators. Each species preys on only one or very few species of caterpillar. University of Illinois entomologist James Whitfield and PhD student Josephine Rodriguez were the taxonomists on the research team.
Well, these wasps, you can see the size. They're little black wasps with relatively clear wings. They're small. They're 2 to 3 millimeters long, sometimes 4. They're extremely active. And as adults, they fly through the field and sample the various chemicals that are in the air, and they zero in using odors into caterpillars, and in particular to plants that have been damaged, and then to caterpillars. The trick on understanding the host specificity of these things is trying to figure out how they find the particular caterpillar or 2 or 3 caterpillars, species of caterpillars that they attack. When the areas that they're flying around in are filled with other kinds of caterpillars as well, how do they know that's the right one? Does it even matter which one they attack? So the trick is to know why they attack that particular host. And a lot of it probably has to do with these little viruses, and some of it has to do with their preferences for chemicals. They also tend to remember the smell of the caterpillar that they grew up inside. So they tend to go for whatever is familiar to them. The little wasps lay their eggs inside the caterpillars. They really go through 3 larval stages inside the caterpillar. And meanwhile, the caterpillar is actually molting. So they're able to stay inside this host and sort of evade being killed by the host until the caterpillar gets to be pretty much fully grown. Many of the species feed on caterpillars that roll up leaves, or they use silk to glue the leaves together, and they live inside where they're protected. There are caterpillars that feed on dead leaves. There are caterpillars that feed on fungi. There are caterpillars that feed on underneath bark of trees. There are even a few species of caterpillars that feed on hair and feathers inside animal nests. There are caterpillars that even feed on tears and blood from vertebrates. I mean, there are all kinds of things like that, but most of them feed on plants. Just for a little perspective, the family Braconidae, to which the microgastrine belongs, has about something like 15,000 described species in the world, and it's been estimated to have 50 to 60,000 species, which is about the same as all vertebrates, all fish, birds, mammals, amphibians, reptiles, everything, which is a lot, you know. And what we're saying is that if this is any indication in these groups of tiny wasps, if anything, we're underestimating how many more there are.
This is Diana Yates reporting for the University of Illinois News Bureau.